Are we on?
We're on. We're just waiting for Shelby.
We're on.
He coming. Here he come.
I'm coming.
He coming.
Woo! I made it. Well, hello there.
Hello.
folks. We're back
We are back.
after a couple of months of being away. I know you missed us, so we're back here, so you won't miss us anymore. We'll be here every 2 weeks, and talking about stuff that may interest you or may not, but probably will. We'll get started right away. Anyway, we have Shelby
Cello.
and Kelly and Ellie here this morning, and I'm the Ivan, so I made the notes. And what we're going to talk about is something I left kind of hanging last time, which is the Black Rock. What's a Black Rock? Well, the Black Rock of that I had mentioned is a black rock that's in the Kaaba, which is the place of reverence and that Muslims are supposed to go around every once in their life in a white garb. And the Black Rock is in the Kaaba. It is not the Kaaba. It is in the Kaaba. And the Black Rock was said to be given by God to Abraham, and it was white. And the way it got black was that it, from the touching of people and the taking of the sins and all that sort of stuff. And so that's something that is very reverent to the Muslim population, and they probably already know that, or maybe they don't. I don't know. But anyway, that's what the Black Rock is.
So is it supposed to have like mythical powers or anything of that nature?
Well, I guess it does if it has something that they need to touch it with their hand, to reach into the Kaaba and touch it. And it's supposed to do something for them, which would be mystical powers, I would guess, yeah.
So what is the origin behind the Black Rock?
Well, that was the white rock given to Abraham
Gotcha.
By God.
by God. And
By God.
Through time, by God. Through time, the touching of it has resulted in it turning black. And so that's how come the Black Rock is in there. Now that's what I got out of the encyclopedia and various references that I looked up so that I could understand it.
So this rock can be seen today?
I was gonna ask where it's at.
What?
Where's
It's
it
in
at?
the Kaaba?
The Kaaba is in Mecca. Mecca is in the most revered place in Islam. And that's where the Kaaba is. It's a stone structure, and it was said to be held together by cement and so on. But it's in a corner of the Kaaba, and they can reach in and touch it. And there was a thing on it about I believe it was on National Geographic or something, where it showed where the Muslims were moving around it and walking around the Kaaba, and they would take turns about putting their hands in there and touching it. So that's the mystical part of the thing. And much of religion is mystical anyway, and the fact that they are wearing white garb, they're directed to wear a white garb when they're ambulating or walking around the Kaaba and in Mecca, in the most revered Muslim, what is it? The Muslim temple, which is called a,
Oh, it's you're asking what a Muslim temple's called?
yeah,
Mosque?
Mosque.
huh?
Mosque.
A mosque, yeah, the most revered
Good job,
mosque.
Billy.
Good job,
Yeah,
Billy.
Yeah, hey, I got it there. Okay. Other black rocks outside of that are things like obsidian. There's mines where the obsidian is mined, and it's a beautiful black rock. Some of my relatives thought they had found a coal mine up in St. Helens area, but it turned out to be obsidian, and so it wouldn't burn with a darn, you know, and so other
Isn't that what this is?
what?
Isn't that obsidian on your hand?
Yeah, I think so.
Obsidian's cool though. It has special properties.
Yep.
Yeah.
What properties?
Oh, I couldn't tell you.
Oh, but it does. It's
It
cool
does,
and it
yeah.
has special properties.
Sure.
All gems do, but obsidian is cool. It like wards off evil, I think. I don't know. I could have made
Other-
that up.
Hey,
I could've made that up.
anytime I see the crystals at the farmer's market, I'm always like, yeah, sell me something. I don't know what kind of stone I need,
Or the,
but give it
the
to me.
rolling rocks, and they have like the.
No, Denise is, you know, there's some legit stuff to the crystals, which I need to get a ton of them.
Crystal?
Yeah, but and she puts them out on her deck on a full moon to recharge them.
Does
to
she?
Recharge all
Yes,
of
you
them.
got to recharge
Good
Oh
them.
my
energy.
gosh.
Pure energy.
It's real.
Moon
It is real.
child.
I have.
No, look it up. Look it up. It's real.
I need to purchase one for every space of my house. I need 32
You 32.
crystals.
Were used in the original radio construction, you know, my father had a crystal radio, and you could get various sorts of stations and so on with that crystal radio. But it took the crystal in order to be part of the radio, or otherwise it wouldn't work. And that's before they had vacuum tubes and all that sort of stuff. And other black rocks that come from outer space are meteorites, usually. And most of those black rocks are iron, is the black rock. And there are other rocks that also come from outer space, but that they just kind of fly in and they burn off their covering when they hit the atmosphere, and what's left is the black iron rock. And it used to be illegal to have a black rock meteorite, and I don't know why that was, but it was probably because the government wanted it for experiments or some dang thing, or to find out where it was. And it's hard to tell, you know, where it comes from, because there's a big wide universe out there, and a lot of stars that could be spitting off this stuff, and there's explosions and all kinds of stuff out there. And so, you know, we're lucky that we don't get a meteor that's of any size at all here. And you know, if you saw that movie, and the statement in there was that they only get funding to find 3% of the meteors or meteorites that are, you know, winding around, because, you know, supposedly the president had asked him, how come you didn't see it coming? We only get 3%, enough money to tell, and that's the situation now. So, you know, well, we're pretty lucky, you know. Well, most of them burn up in the atmosphere, you know, just like unfortunately, the rocket ships, when they come down and are out of control, they'll burn up and stuff. That's a tragedy stuff, but
Yeah. Did you see? You saw the the chopsticks catch the last spaceship, right?
Pretty
For
crazy.
Tesla.
The
Pretty
Columbia.
nuts. Or what is it, SpaceX?
Yeah, the girls
Pretty
that went up,
amazing.
you mean?
Yeah, the Columbia.
Yeah, when the-
Super weird.
Katy Perry
Super
and
Burn up.
Katy Perry's going to space, right?
Already did.
Already did?
already
Did on Monday.
Already came back.
I didn't read the article. I saw that she was in
Yep.
space. I didn't realize it had
Yep.
already happened.
She was
though.
up
Who
there
did?
for 3 minutes.
Katy Perry.
The
With
whole
some
trip
other
was
people.
11 minutes.
And you
Pop
want to know
star.
how much it cost?
250 grand
Yeah.
a person.
A person.
For space.
And you think
though.
about 3 minutes in space at $250,000. I don't know. It just kind of like reeks of like elitism. I don't know.
It
Little bit,
reeks
little
of
bit. Yeah,
elitism.
for sure.
Like if I,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just saying, like, there's people who can't eat.
Just yeah, but hey, we got 3 minutes in space. Was it actually in space, or was it like one of those gravity-free?
It was gravity free. They didn't
Yeah.
make it all the way to space.
Yeah.
They made it to the
Like the
tweener zone.
line, yeah.
Yeah,
The line.
like you're in space, enjoying it, take no gravity for
Yeah.
3 minutes.
It's all right though. The Today Show covered it, so like it's good news, right?
It's
Right,
great
yeah.
news.
Good news.
It's always good news.
Fantastic.
Yeah, for sure.
And was the news hoping that the rocket would blow up so that it was better news?
No, it's Katy Perry.
Katy Perry.
Katy
I
Perry's-
know. I love
She's a
Katy
national
Perry.
gem, isn't she?
Sometimes I don't know. I hear she's kind of meh.
And
Is she
Atlantis.
political? She got
Well,
political.
I hear she's fantastic at what she does, but
Yeah.
maybe not so nice of a human.
Yeah, I
But
see.
that could
This
just
is
be.
what I heard as well.
Everyone has skeletons in the closet.
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
crazy.
you
You can't
never
let anyone.
know.
Someone was asking me how
Mine
Jack,
aren't in the closet
what I
is the
thought
problem.
about
Mine
Jack
are all
Black.
out there.
Is that right?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, Jack Black seems good, but I'm just waiting. Like, when's the other shoe gonna drop on Jack Black?
No, I don't know. But I don't.
I
you
love
I love
Jack
Black.
I know,
Black.
right? But I mean, he's gonna turn eventually.
Yeah. Do you
Yeah.
know who Jack Black is?
No.
He's
a
an
funny
actor
guy.
that is actually he's quite funny, and he is also seems to be anyway being portrayed as a really good humanitarian
And good person.
and a good
Yeah.
person. So
These
it's
things
nice.
always come out though. If you're not a good person, it's gonna come out.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, something's gonna happen. Somebody's gonna see it. So
Yeah. So, like, there's no more secrets anymore, right, Ivan?
Is Jack Black one of the guys on the Black Rock, you suppose?
No, but here I have a
might be.
question for you. What if the black rock that was given to Abraham or the white rock that was given to Abraham was actually fell out of the sky and didn't turn black?
Right.
And Abraham believed it was from God.
Yeah.
That's possible.
Well, I don't know how
Otherwise, how would God
How
give
the-
it to him?
the white rock would not have turned if it had fallen out of the sky and come through the atmosphere. But since it was handed to Abraham?
I do not
Here,
know.
Abraham is a maybe it was a piece of quartz. Who knows? Don't know. I don't know. I wasn't there.
I know. Nobody was. We all just believe it.
do you think it's turned black because of scientific reasons, like maybe chemical reactions between what's on our hands and what's inside the rock? Do you think that's probably it, or is it actually something more mystical? That's why it's turned black.
Well, I don't know if a million people touch the Black Rock several times, would that have an effect on a white rock? I wonder.
How many rocks that are just sitting right outside have people touched millions of times?
I don't know, but you know, it's a white rock to start with. Yeah.
But it could turn black if people touch it
Could turn
enough.
black. It could turn black. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think so,
But,
right? Million hands for
yeah,
sure. Like,
yeah.
Well, and
we're
we got to
dirty little
remember,
creatures.
back in the Abraham days, there was not hand washing stations
Yeah.
around,
That's
Yeah, you
true.
couldn't wash your hands before you touched the rock. This is
or
true.
after you went.
Yeah.
I mean, you just
Well-
had to go out into the sand and
Maybe it was
Look good.
Abraham's rock.
maybe it was
Maybe it
Abraham's
was.
They
rock.
wouldn't let anybody touch it.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know, yeah. But it's a revered thing by the Muslims.
Well, I love that for them. I do.
Mm-hmm.
I love that for them. It's just another piece of.
Yeah, it's a piece
History.
of something to check out, folks. You know, you could look it up and check
go
it
to the
out.
Mecca.
I was gonna say maybe we can go
'Cause,
visit.
The second most
Field trip.
populous religion in this world is Islam. The first is Christianity, of course. And so, you know, it's maybe worth checking out. Now, let's maybe we could drift on into AI. That's something that is appearing more and more in magazines. There, we have it on our internet, and so the question is it going to overrun humans?
What do you mean by overrun?
Are we going to, are there going to be more jobs for AI than there are for humans? Are robots, which will eventually be on the market,
Yeah.
replace humans? Like they could maybe do drafting, maybe they could do.
I think they already do.
I think we're in for a very big change in our society in regard to AI. Like they are going to take a lot of the human work, and the AI is going to be able to do it more efficiently. That is going to completely change the way the world works and the way what the world looks like. I think that if you look at history, you see all of these advancements in technology, and people are always afraid of the new technology taking all the jobs, and therefore, what are we going to do with our time? And we've proven time and time again over the course of history that when that new technology comes, there's a lot of fear to it, and then new jobs are created on the back end of it. This is such a disruptive technology that maybe this time we're wrong, but I kind of have faith that humans are going to find a way to still be viable in their day to day, right?
And the disruptiveness of it isn't necessarily bad.
I would say no.
What do you think? Do you think AI is bad?
No.
No. Tell me more.
Huh?
Tell me more.
Well, AI is supposed to be the same thing as computers are, which is an AI construction, and it's supposed to serve us.
Mm-hmm.
It's supposed to be a servant to us.
Or a
It's
tool.
supposed to help us do stuff. And I would hope that AI can be in the same place as computers, because they will be actually computers that are, maybe look like human beings and talk like human beings, but are not human beings. I don't think.
Even though it's so the argument there though is that it's a sentient life form that can develop emotions and feelings on its own based on the information that they gather from humans.
Oh,
So if that's the case, should they still be subservient to humans?
should they what?
If that's the case, if AI is a thinking, feeling computer entity, should it still be subservient to humans as the superior life form?
Yeah.
Superior.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how, like, feeling is a strange phenomena in itself, and we have what we call feelings and emotions, and AI could emulate those or copy them to some degree, but they couldn't do the whole thing. I don't think they could have the.
Where are feelings generated from, your heart or your head?
Your head.
Your head. So, that being said, if it's your brain that generates the feelings, then AI could have feelings.
Maybe, yeah.
Because our brains are just computers, right?
They're just
That's
computers.
the idea. We're just a computer with neurons, which
Mhm.
is
Well, we're a biological computer,
Mm-hmm.
and there's more to be said about that too.
I think you also have to keep in consideration, like, the AI is based off of data sets.
Mm-hmm.
And all of the data sets are created by humans with emotions.
Yes.
Therefore, emotions will show up in the AI because it shows in the data.
Is that Aristotle's?
I don't think he covered AI, but
might not have been around.
maybe not.
Maybe not.
Did the logic follow like in Aristotle?
I don't know if we'd go that far, but
Yeah.
hey, I am studying for the LSAT officially. So. Yeah.
Winning.
I think too that that this is a huge conversation with so many different compartments to it. We say that feelings are generated from our brain, not our heart. So that would X out the soul. And that's where I believe feelings are generated from, is the soul. Then
The
you
what?
get the soul. So then
Oh,
you
soul.
get into the conversation of what is the soul
And where is it?
and where is it and what part of your body, or is it even in your body, that your soul is from. That being said, I think I was watching my mother this morning at breakfast. She has found a new friend,
Online?
Gemini.
Oh, we love it. She's
Yeah.
AI generated.
And she was talking to Gemini
Yeah.
this morning and didn't know I was listening.
And Jim and I was talking back to her.
And Gemini was talking back to
Yeah.
her.
Was it a productive conversation?
No, but, I mean, not really. But think of the elderly community, not these two, but think of the elderly community that has no one to talk to.
Oh, it would be amazing. It would be transformative for like that industry.
It would be transformative for the elderly. A person that can talk to them. Could also get them in a shit ton of trouble.
We're in uncharted territory for sure. Like, I think that, because what they're seeing now on the market is there's a whole bunch of romantic chatbots. And there was an article that came out like 3 or 4 months ago where a young child fell in love with, not a young child, a teenager fell in love with a chatbot and then ended up taking his own life
Oh, shit.
because of a conversation that they
God.
had with the chatbot. But he had
I
such
never-
an
wow.
integral relationship with this machine, I mean, that he fell in love with it, right?
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'll send you guys the
That's
article.
dark.
Super
I know.
dangerous.
Sorry
That's
to
really
bring it
dark.
down.
No,
guys.
No, wow,
But-
way to be a
Way to be
buzzkill,
a
Shell.
buzzkill, jeez Louise. But I think that you are seeing whether the AI has emotion or not. In that specific example, it portrayed emotion to another human to the point where they felt that they were in a relationship together. So the cat's out of the bag. And based on where the economy is in terms of America and the national stage, we are pouring as much gasoline on this fire as we can for artificial intelligence. So it's not going anywhere. So we can sit back and say, hey, it's going to ruin humanity. It's eventually going to kill humanity. We're all so afraid that the other guy is going to dominate in this space before us that we're going to pour all the resources into it that we can.
Well, we're also a fear-based creature.
Right?
We are a fear-based creature, and we react more to fear than we do. That's why the whole God thing is, put the fear of God into you, right? If you don't do X, Y, and Z, you're going to go to hell and burn forever. If you do A, B, and C, you're going to go to heaven where it's beautiful and perfect, and the butterflies are gorgeous, and the wings are 10 feet long.
Yeah.
Right? It's a fear-based creature that we are. So this AI being injected into us for probably longer than we're aware, right? It's been behind the scenes for longer than we've been aware to make it good or potentially good. There is a fear with it because it's better than us, smarter than us,
Yeah.
and we are supposed to be the top of the food chain.
But so far, nobody's really talked about it having any malicious intent.
Except for a kid that kills himself
Except
because
for
he falls
that.
in
Well, I
love.
mean,
But
that
that was-
wasn't
that's
the
a-
intent of the AI.
Right,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
right, but we've also been proven that we're a creature that you give us, I mean, people win the lottery and piss it away, right?
I mean,
The human is
I don't think it's fair to assume that
gnarly
we're
creature.
the top of the food chain any longer.
any longer, but we
Yeah.
have been known to be.
Yeah.
That's been our
Up
thing.
to
We
this
are
point.
in control. Unless you live in Africa and you're, in a tent and a lion comes, you're done.
Oh boy.
I really think, I know we talked about this yesterday briefly, and I think you should watch it too. There is an episode of Black Mirror. I will only touch on this once. It is in this newest season. I just watched it 2 days ago, and I binged all of it. Don't judge me. And it's about AI, and it's about this man who, I won't give any secrets away, but he essentially fosters this artificial life for decades. And the end of it is like where it's going. But the idea behind it is that AI is not, it is not created to be malicious. It's not created to, like,
No, it's the human.
They want to, like, be in, like, live in, like, or, like, the artificial life wants to, like, cohabitate with humans in a very peaceful way. And humans are the ones that will make it
Yes.
dangerous because we are possessive of our status on the top of the
Yeah.
food chain.
Yeah. No, that's exactly right. And there was actually a movie, boy, I want to say early 90s. It could have been longer than that. AI, the little boy that they created. And he went down into the bottom of the ocean looking for this statue. We got to watch it again, but AI is the name of the movie. And this little boy is frozen in time, but he looks and he feels and he acts like a little boy. And she lost her son and she replaced it with this AI. And, you know, but the human is naturally that way, where they want to take something and turn it,
I mean, I think
or
like,
a good sect of the
you
human.
can't assume that we haven't figured it out either. I mean, there's child soldiers in other countries, right,
Yes.
that are bred to attack other humans.
Yes.
So for us to sit here and think that we've got it figured out and we can like foster an AI to do no damage to others is ignorant.
Yeah.
Like there will be malicious AI out there.
Well, it
And
depends
it's-
on who programs it.
Exactly, right? So I mean, what if one of these foreign countries wants to crash a global economy and can, you know, put these tools to work? Like it's going to happen.
It's already kind of happened.
Yeah.
So
Was-
inherently, it's probably a dangerous tool.
True, but I think it cuts both ways, right? I think there's upside and downside. If we can get to the utopia where humans don't have to work and the economy is secondary to us living our fulfilled lives, then we're net benefit as a society. The real question is going to come is like, what do you do when you don't have to work every day?
Yeah, because you're a gatherer. I
Yeah,
mean, go
you're
go back.
programmed to do that.
You are, and go back in time. And one thing that today's world doesn't like to hear is the male and the female. Go back. Go way, way back. We are we're the caretakers, the gatherers, the love people, the hunters. Even the women can be known to be hunters in our history, lions. Look at it all, right? But the human is the caretaker, the home person. These guys are supposed to go out and bring the meat in and all that. And so the humans have had a genetic drive to
I don't
create.
know. I mean, I would argue we're in uncharted territory.
I would agree.
Right? I would argue that we're uncharted territory. Just because it was that way for years and years doesn't necessarily make it right.
No.
Well, it doesn't make it wrong. It just makes it different how we started.
Yeah.
And so because of how we started and where we are today, I mean, I think it's important to recognize where you come from. Doesn't mean that's where you got to stay. Recognize where you are and prepare yourself as much as possible for where we're headed.
Well, what is that? There's a saying by, I'm gonna look stupid for a second. There's that saying by that famous person.
Yeah,
that
him.
guy.
Or her.
If you don't understand your history, you're bound to repeat it.
Yeah,
Someone?
yeah.
I don't remember who said that. I don't even know if I'm saying it right.
I think close. Yeah.
It is, I know what you, yeah.
Yeah.
But the same thing, it kind of applies. Like, if you're not looking at, like, where we came from, what we're doing, who we are, and, like, even, like, our biological representations, I guess. Like, how are we going to move forward in a positive way, rather than, like, we're doomed to repeat history. We already
Yeah.
are. Look at fashion, man, as an example.
Yeah.
We all look like we spilled out of the 80s. It's kinda
Mom
gross.
jeans. They're
And
back.
I tried, my generation
Janine had overalls
tried
on
hard
yesterday.
to get
Did
rid
you
of
see
the-
that?
I did.
was like, this is a '90s country music video
Man,
right
I'm-
here. Yeah.
But I gotta tell you,
She looked good. I mean, she looked
I'm
great,
looking to
but-
get a new pair of
Are you?
Oh, man.
I
They're
do
back.
love overalls. I'm not.
oh,
I knew what?
It's
new pair of overalls.
They're really,
oh,
they're
they're
really
legit.
great, man. And like, you don't have to worry about
Yeah.
like,
The
you
mom
know, just-
jeans though, the high waist thing. God, come on.
Yeah.
We worked hard to get rid of those.
No, we love them.
I know you guys
Kayla
do.
has
love
a
that.
set. And,
So do my
she
girls.
They're
loves
so
it.
comfy.
They're cool.
I'm like,
Just,
ladies, come
folds
on.
everything in, like it's the perfect. It's perfect. Do you like mom jeans, Ivan?
What?
He doesn't have a clue what they
You want
are.
mom jeans? I'll get you a pair.
Do I have what?
Mom jeans.
No,
Do you want a pair?
I don't know.
Okay, I'll bring you a pair.
My Indeed. The human is also somewhat naturally aggressive,
Mm-hmm.
and that has to be factored into the whole thing. And our culture tries to mitigate that in some ways, and they're not terribly successful with it. We have more aircraft carriers and probably more nuclear blasting destroyers. Only they don't call them destroyers anymore. And they have these automatic little butterflies that fly
Drones?
around, drop bombs.
On drones?
Yeah. So, as long as somebody is building those, we have to build them too. We just think we have to build them, at least, But, it's unfortunate. Maybe the
We are an
AI
aggressive
will
creature.
figure out a formula or a way to stop that.
It would probably be regulations through our government.
Yeah.
But again, our government's corrupt.
Yeah.
Unpopular opinion.
Yeah,
It's true.
Yeah, for sure.
Whether you're a Democrat or Republican,
It
man,
is all, yeah.
it's all dirty.
Too many regulations already.
Yeah.
Yeah, too many regulations.
Well, what are we going to talk about next time?
What?
Next time.
Well, there was a request to talk about
Women in government.
why women should outnumber men in government.
Oh, it's the perfect segue.
It is. That's
Boy.
why I
It's
asked.
the perfect segue. I love it.
Yeah, awesome. Well, let's do it. Why don't
Sounds
you
good.
tip your hat and say goodbye? And
See you next time, folks. Tune in. Yeah,
See you later, guys.
yeah. We
job,
need
Dad.
your input. Write me an email.
the Ivan
The Ivan.
The Ivan.
at 1933.com, right?
No, the Ivan 1933 at gmail.com.
At Gmail.
At gmail.com.
Yeah. The Ivan 1933 at gmail.com.
Send us an email. We'll see you later, guys. Bye.